Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a week-long journal vlog for you today. This is from a few weeks back in September. I had a really fun week with a lot of plans with friends and I thought it would be perfect for one of these videos. I have a big trip coming up in a few weeks, so I'm really hoping to get this video out before then. So let's get right into it. Also, this week is a little strange. It's going from Saturday to Thursday. I just wanted to do 6 days that lined up nicely next to each other inside the notebook. So starting off with Saturday, we had book club in the East Village. We went to bottomless brunch at a restaurant called Mocha, and they had this really cute seating area in the back that reminded me of a greenhouse, and it was pretty empty because we got there so early, so it was really nice. We had some mimosas and we talked about our 2 book club books because we had to skip one of the meetings last month, so it was a double book club. Our books were Summer in the City by Alex Astor and The Book Thief. So a very bizarre pairing. So basically what happened was that July was our beach, summer romance, light and fluffy theme. So we were submitting like all these romance books for that month. That's why we had Summer in the City. And then August was our summer reading theme. So the idea of that was to pick books that you would have been assigned to read in school. So I actually submitted The Book Thief. This is the first time that my pick was chosen. Very exciting. But it was quite a contrast to be talking about both Summer in the City and The Book Thief at the same brunch. And as you know, if you have seen my recent reads video, I was not a very big fan of Summer in the City. I don't necessarily think I'm the target audience for that book, so I had quite a lot of notes to say about Summer in the City. Definitely much more than I had to say about The Book Thief, which I read for the first time in middle school, and it was just interesting to go back and revisit it as an adult. Before we headed back, my roommates and I went to a few thrift stores down there, and then we also went to a bakery called Butter Dose, which has these really cute cream puffs. We bought a whole box. They are so cute. They come in so many different flavors. There's even more that we haven't tried yet. I've been following them on Instagram for a while, so I was excited to look them up while I was down there and realized they were just around the block. We also stopped in this cute stationery store. They had a lot of cute stamps and stickers in here. Every time I go into a stationery store in New York City, it's always like comedically tiny, and this was no different. So we didn't stay too long, but I think I actually follow this place on Instagram and I've seen their other location in Williamsburg, so it was cool to see. On Sunday, it was a pretty slow morning until I went to go see The Sound of Music for its 60th anniversary with my roommates and one of my roommates' boyfriend. I believe this was a re-release in 4K, so the screen, everything just looked incredibly gorgeous. Every time it cut to a close-up of Julie Andrews' face, I was like, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe it. I really wish we could have been in like the huge IMAX theater at Lincoln Square, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I went and saw the 50th anniversary of this movie back when I was in high school, and it's so weird to think of that now and think that it's been 10 years since that, because that just feels like yesterday to me. But it's really actually been so long. I definitely think that it looked better this time. I definitely think they did something with that 4K re-release, because it was just incredible to see. And our theater was packed, which I think is really fun. I love going to like a re-release screening and the theater is just filled with fans, and I feel like they usually come with people who've never seen the movie before. It's just such a fun experience. I wish my first time seeing The Sound of Music could have been in a theater. That would have been amazing. Also, I am an AMC Stubbs member, but we had to see this at the Regal just because of like scheduling conflicts. And no one was going to tell me that Regal has caramel popcorn. Are you kidding me? I need AMC to get on this. It reminds me, there was a movie theater in my hometown called The Rave when I was a kid that very quickly got bought out, like by the time I was finishing up middle school, but it was amazing. The movie tickets were so cheap. They had something called $2 Tuesdays where like everything was $2. Tickets, drinks, candy, everything. And they had this like whole flavor bar of popcorn flavors, and it was like seasoning that you could put on your popcorn. They would have like butter and caramel, and I feel like sour cream and onion and white cheddar. They had like a whole array of stuff, and it was just like literally a bottle full of this seasoning that you could put on your popcorn. I like write about it at the end of this journal entry because it's such a fond memory for me. On Monday, everyone who was going on the Korea trip got together to plan out like a more extensive itinerary. The last few times we've met up, we've just kind of been spitballing about things we think we'd like to see, but this time we actually sat down and we're planning out logistics like Airbnb, check-in and check-out times, and what we're going to do with luggage, and some activities that are going to take the full day, so we need to plan for that. We got a lot done. My one friend is using a website called Wanderlog to make the itinerary, so that was really helpful. It turns out that even with the 2-week trip, you really don't have a lot of flexibility for timing as you think you're going to. There's just a lot of days where there's conflict somehow, or my boyfriend has to go to the dentist. So We're going to be working with what we have, but I think that if all goes well, we're going to get a lot done. It'll also be fun to go in October versus in April. I don't really know what the weather will be like, but I'm excited to see the fall colors. We got a bit of snow when we were there in April, which I'm really hoping is not going to happen this time. And we're also going to make a stop in Jeju this time, which we didn't get to do before, so I'm very excited about that. On Tuesday, we all got together at a favorite restaurant of ours to celebrate my roommate getting her cast off of her wrist, which she broke a few weeks ago. It was kind of an excuse for us to just go to this restaurant and then go to a bar afterwards that we like. It's kazu nori, it's the hand roll bar downtown, and then there's a bar right across the street called Little Ned that we love to go to. There is a drink on the menu called the dill pickle martini, and I am not a martini person, or at least I thought I wasn't until I had this drink. It was kind of an excuse just for us to go back because I think we've all been together like 2 or 3 times already, but it was a really fun night. It was also the first time in I think over a month that my boyfriend and I were having seafood again, because we had gone to an endless tuna night for our anniversary in August, and it was an incredible experience, but it definitely put me off sushi for quite a while. So it was nice to finally come back to it after like a month. This is a clip of one of my friends. It was the Dancing with the Stars premiere, and she was like determined to watch and vote while we were at dinner and then at the bar. Wednesday, I had a very basic work day, but in the morning, my boyfriend and I walked over to a bakery / cafe called Noglu on the Upper East Side. It's pretty nice. I would say that it's nice if you are gluten-free. I don't know how it tastes to non-gluten-free people. My boyfriend always says that he likes it, but I'm like, are you just being nice to me? Although he did ask to go this time, so maybe he really does like it. I think it's great, but that's because I only get to eat like 3 homemade bagels a year, so that's why. We also got a scone and a lemon tart. I like that scones are kind of dense and floury tasting, but they're definitely not for everybody. And because it was a gluten-free scone, it's like very heavy, but that's exactly what I like. The lemon tart was really good, but it also, the crust, it reminded me of a graham cracker. Very hard, very crumbly, but again, that's what I like. I don't know if I have started to like dry baked goods because I'm gluten-free or if I have always liked them. The stickers that I'm using for the spread I actually picked up in Korea. I think we just got these at like a Daiso. Trust me, as often on this channel as I say that I'm not going to purchase any more stickers, I will be coming back from the October trip with more stickers. I'm preparing myself and you all now. Just accept that it's going to happen. But please take note of the fact that I am using them, okay? I do use them in my spreads. Also, anyone out there who is a hobonichi user, what do you put in this little space at the top? Sometimes I'll have a title there or a sticker there, but sometimes I just leave it completely blank. I feel like I'm wasting space. So what is your use up here? Let me know in the comments because I need something to put up there. Like maybe I should be tracking something. What do you do? Okay, so here we are on Thursday. I was just working at home this day when around like 2 or 3 p.m. I got a call from my boyfriend that his brother had placed in this huge tournament and he wanted to go out to celebrate with him. So I was like, of course. So I headed out to New Jersey and I met them at a bar in Jersey near where they work. I met all of his brother's coworkers. I met all of his coworkers and his boss, which I wasn't expecting to on the way out, but thankfully I had time in the last like 10 minutes of the car ride to mentally prepare myself. It was just a fun night. I got there around like 6:30, so we weren't out too late. Like I think we got home at like 11 or something, and we just ordered some takeout because we didn't even get to eat while we were out. We were just like bouncing from place to place. I used some of my photo card stickers. Now that I know that they're photo card stickers, I feel bad for using them just in my journal, but I do think they're like the perfect size for it. Okay, and that is all I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you feel so inclined, leave a like and subscribe maybe. It would be great to see you again. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.